Hey everybody, it's Anna. Welcome to the Thursday card in this week's tarot story. So today we have the Ace of Cups reversed. So the Ace is the first card in a 10-card trajectory, and it's the seed. It's the beginning of something new. Cups are connected to the heart and to intuition. They're about following your intuition and connecting with other people, feeling emotionally fulfilled. So the image here is a cup facing heaven, and there's a dove bringing down a communion wafer in the rider weight. The communion wafer represents the incarnation of spirit into the physical world. So it's like heaven sending down a bit of heaven, turning it into physical form, and the heart receives that incarnation. So it's really, we become a vessel through which spiritual truth comes alive on the planet, and we are open to that. And of course, there's also the waters overflowing that. So there's an abundance, there's a sense of overwhelming joy and happiness, and we are the recipients of that. So as a seed card, that's kind of saying we're kind of expanding our ability to channel this blessing into earth. We're going to let our heart get a little bit bigger. Our expansion our expansion's getting bigger, right? So the reversal could suggest that we're a little nervous about the expansion. And I feel like that matches what's been happening the rest of this tarot story, which is the mind is nervous, right? The mind doesn't know if it can do this. There's an expansion where we're stepping into something new. The old structures are sort of falling apart because that's what they do. When we outgrow those structures and there's new structures needed. And when the structures fall apart, the mind gets nervous, right? As is it reasonably should. This is not the mind being unreasonable. This is the mind being perfectly reasonable. Well, what are we going to do? What if the ball falls down? What are we going to do next? Good question, right? So we've been talking about how to address the mind's concerns. And we do it not through avoiding them or ignoring them or walking past them, but through addressing them, kind of channeling our own divinely unconditional love and giving it to the mind. So the mind can say, this is what I'm scared of, this is what I need to, and cleaning out whatever is in the way. If there are blocks, if there's wounds attached to the mind's fears, we take care of them. But basically, we treat the mind, we stop everything. The mind is not a problem to us. The mind is a part of us, and it has a concern, and we're going to stop and listen and give it the attention and the love that it needs. And so this card, I think, shows up as a reverse position. It could be two things, right? One of them could be we are becoming a vessel for love, not for other people primarily, but for ourselves. So you cannot be loving to other people in their times of fear and anxiety if you don't know how to do that for yourself. I mean, you can try it, but there's a limitation to how much love and grace you can offer to somebody if you are not giving yourself that same love and attention. So the reversal could be we need to internalize this expansion first. And you can find your spot. There's a spot where suddenly people piss you off. They tick you off, right? And when that happens, when your grace comes to a standstill like that, it's because that's where your grace comes to a standstill in yourself. That's where you haven't quite broken through to grace for yourself. So that's actually a really good signal. When suddenly you're really chill with people, you really like them, but one thing someone does will set you off. That's where your block is. That's where you're not expanded to receive grace in that space. So instead of being mad at yourself, again, like we get mad at the mind for being fearful, we get mad at ourselves for losing our temper or not behaving properly. Instead of getting mad at yourself, you go, interesting pain point. Let's see if we can figure out, and that the mind will be able to tell you the mind knows where that point is. That's why you want to talk to the mind and say, wonder why we got scared there. What happened there? What's the pain point the mind is identifying? If you will listen to the mind, it will show you where the pain point is, and then you can heal it. And then you relieve the pain point or the block, you naturally expand, and then you get more grace. And then what happens? You become a channel of that exact same grace in the world. Every time that I have some kind of breakthrough in my own healing, every time, the next 2 weeks, my clients, half of them are taking the exact same breakthrough. It happens every time. It's the funniest thing because it's not funny. It's actually totally predictable now. As soon as I shift forward, several of them shift forward because we are all energetically expanding together. But you have to do it yourself first. You can't fake it. You have to do your own work. That means you have to be impeccably committed to your own well-being. When your mind is scared, it matters. You stop and you pay attention. If you're having any kind of suffering, it matters. You don't go past it. You stop and pay attention. If you don't address your own suffering, you are limited. Your energy is limited, for one thing, because some energy has to go to surviving the suffering. But also, you are limited in what you can offer others. Because if you encounter somebody and the exact same suffering that you're not attending, they will tick you off. It's a good signal. That's today's card. See you tomorrow for our next one. Bye.